Dan, Staci and I both talked about follow you in the video and just how funny and awesome that video is. How did you come up with that idea and especially during COVID?
It was all my wife. We were trying to brainstorm. We typically will brainstorm together and get the general idea for a video, and then we bring it to the director. But this one was all her. I woke up one day and she was like, "Hey, I had this idea. What if there's a couple that goes to the Imagine Dragons show where the wife is a big fan, the husband is not a fan, he's a hater. What would that look like?" And I was like, well, I've seen that definitely at shows before. You can tell when you look out and you're like, okay, you know. So we immediately thought, okay, this is going to be great. And our dream scenario was our favorite show is Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And we thought, okay, if we could possibly get Caitlin and Rob, that'd be amazing. We reached out and they were like, yes, our family loves the band. We listen to it all the time. We'd love to come out. So it was just like, it just happened. It was serendipitous. And a lot of it was improv. So it was a lot of fun to shoot.
I bet you didn't hate being able to, be the sexy lead singer guy and take your shirt off and flex and do all that fun stuff.
We definitely tried to channel our from Las Vegas, being in Vegas.
I thought that was cute.
So, it sucks I don't have much time to talk to you. And so hopefully some other time you can come to Minneapolis and we could talk longer. But, Staci and I were talking about your documentary and how amazing your story is. Because I think a lot of people that maybe not are hardcore diehard listeners don't know your background and don't know that your life could have gone a completely opposite, different way than it is now. And the fact that you are where you are now is kind of miraculous and a miracle in what you're teaching other people, really.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy the road that's brought me here, and I gotta say I'm grateful for every step of the way. I love my family. I love my history. I'm grateful to my ancestors who were pioneers that came out to Vegas. I grew up in a long line of Mormons. I am not a religious person anymore. I'm just more spiritual based, but my whole family still is. And culturally, it's a part of my DNA. It's a part of who I am, and it makes me who I am. But yeah, everybody's journey is different, and I'm grateful for mine.
What made you gravitate towards, especially the youth of LGBTQ?
A lot of my best friends growing up were Mormon, and some of them were also LGBTQ. And navigating that path in any Orthodox faith is very dangerous for a lot of kids, very difficult. And it's why the suicide rate is so high for so many of our LGBTQ youth, because if you're not celebrated in your own home, you're set up for a disastrous life. So it's not these kids who are problematic, it's the world that's problematic that we live in. And so it just takes everybody pitching in. Every piece of the puzzle needs to be placed in order to destigmatize and in order for the world to do what it should be doing, which is celebrating our children and letting them live their truth.
Especially during COVID, and being stuck with your family or with, people that you're not normally around.
For sure. And that's so yeah, it takes very little effort on my part. It's not I'm not some savior coming in doing anything. I've just spoken up a little bit and I've been given a lot. And so I think when you're given a lot, you sure as hell better use your platform,
Well, I just want to say thank you for that. I grew up in an LGBTQ house. And I think you're being very modest as to your role in what's happened. But there's Staci. But of course, I think you're being very modest, because I suggest everyone watch Believer on HBO. I think it's on HBO Max actually right now, and check it out. But yeah, so check it out. We're late. We're kind of late because we got our second dose today. So. So when we talk about COVID and how that's affected, obviously, the band, how has that affected you guys? I mean, you're still cranking out stuff and still working, just the touring's not there, right?
Yeah, so we quarantined together with Rick Rubin, who was the producer for this record, at his studio in Malibu. So we were getting tested like every 2 days. All the engineer who was working with us was tested. So it was a weird kind of thing, but we lived together for a month and we made this record, and I'm really proud of this record. I'm excited for people to hear it. It's different than anything we've ever done. Especially, you know, we've never worked with Rick previous to this, and he definitely had a large role in this record. But yeah, we'll be announcing it soon. It's all complete. It's just getting mixed and mastered now, and we're gonna do a world tour with it. I mean, this is a important record. Important record.
Cutthroat is so raw. It's very like, just, it's so raw. It's so different. I really like it.
Thank you. Yeah, that song in particular, Rick was really a big part of it. I mean, he executive produced everything, so he was a part of everything. But that song in particular, as well as a lot of the majority of the record, he was really hands-on. And with that song, it's just about myself. It's not about anybody else. It's kind of an exorcism of self-pity. And Rick,
we do that every day.
yeah. Rick really, the thing that he pushed with that song in particular, he said, you know, this song is about me loving and hating myself. And he said, well, that's what this song should be. I want people to hear this song and either love it or hate it. No in the middle. Nobody should listen to this and say, oh, it was good, or that was bad. It should be, I hate this song or I love it, because that is what in itself, lyrically, what the song is talking about. And so he really pushed sonically to bring that anxiety to that song, and to push to different sonics.
Well, let us know before you start your tour, because I'm buying stock in confetti just to make sure that I know how much you guys buy of that stuff. So
we do. With confetti it's one of the best things you bring on the road for young artists. Let me just tell you, there's a lot of artists who go out there and they just spend all the money on production value. So you have to find out the things that actually bring value to the show that isn't going to cost your entire tour, so that nobody makes any money on the tour. So let me just tell you, confetti is one of those things that cost.
It is exciting. It is exciting. Yeah. You want to take them home and go, I went to that show. It was so great.
There's something beautiful and emotional about it, but it also can be, it just makes everything feel like a party. There's something
but also, Dan, you're not the one cleaning it up either.
Right, that's true.
That's the main point, of course.
Well, thanks, man. We can't wait for you to announce your tour. We can't wait to see you here in Minneapolis. Hopefully you're going to make a stop here, and I know you got to go, but we hope to talk to you more, man.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for all the support.